let's paint this easy but beautiful floral illustration, perfect for when you're stuck with an artist block wanting to experiment with watercolors or simply as a warm-up exercise before you start on your projects. For this I will be using these colors: light yellow, dark yellow, deep red, burnt sienna, green, black and blue. You can use the same colors as I am, but feel free to use whatever colors you want. I will be painting on Winsor & Newton watercolor paper. Before you begin to paint the florals, you can pre-mix a couple of different shades of red, yellow, or mix it as you go along. We start by painting circles of different sizes and shades. Try not to put all the circles in a perfect line, we want them to look a bit more natural. You can leave some circles empty with just the outline. Now grab your green color and while the circles are still wet, draw the stem. It's important to do this part while the circles are still wet, otherwise you won't have that beautiful bleed of the colors that create both texture and character. After you've done this, mix yellow with a bit of green to get light green and scatter some circles around the stem. Let's repeat the same process with another floral. Don't be scared to overlap the circles. This can create a lovely color bleed again, adding just a little bit more character. I love this part so much. Seeing how the dark light green bleeds into the reds and yellows is very satisfying, and when it dries it leaves a very wonderful texture. Again, add some light green circles around the stem. Let's do this again. It really is that simple. Try experimenting with the colors, opacity of the colors, and the placement of circles. If your paintbrush is a little bit more wet, it will leave a larger bleed than if your paintbrush is on a drier side. As you can see, my paintbrush here had a little bit more water and paint in it, therefore creating a much bigger bleed. Even though now the little bud is primarily green, it gives a bit of a contrast and makes it all look a bit more natural. I've decided to add a dark green stem with buds here. I quickly realized it was a mistake, but it was too late to fix that. So you can skip this part unless you want to add them, in which case, don't skip this part. You can work in this manner to fill up the entire page. You want to work fairly quickly because you need the circles to be still wet. It's perfect for loosening up a little and just going with the flow, as it gives you a chance to let go of being perfect. You can see the colors starting to dry on my other stems and buds, and the green bleed is starting to really add that extra bit of texture. I had a lot more fun with this than initially anticipated. It was so relaxing to create this quick little painting. Once you have done filling up the page with the blossoms, let's move to filling in the background. For the background, I chose color blue as I wanted the reds and yellows to pop out a bit more. The background is as simple as it sounds. Just work your way around the blossoms, but don't panic if you paint over the blossoms. Just embrace the imperfection. Those little mistakes are what make the painting beautiful. Yeah. The flowers themselves don't actually take a long time to paint. It's the background that takes the most of the time, as all of a sudden you start working a lot slower. I don't mind it so much though. I don't get a lot of time to paint these days, so being able to relax and just paint the background is actually quite peaceful. I get to listen to my podcast, books, that sort of stuff that I don't normally get a lot of time. So yeah, go and listen to a book or turn your favorite podcast on. And here we have a beautiful floral painting. Why not challenge yourself now and make it maybe on a larger scale to go on your wall?